on, guys? We're back again. I got interrupted with my life. Wanted to go ahead and share a quick thought today I had. Obviously, a quick message where I think personally how important the power of our minds and how we think really do affect our everyday. And again, I'm a big believer of this, and I'm practicing and working on this every day, and sharing with you guys here the journey and the real, true, for all, no BS, no gimmicks, as they say. But I just came from the unemployment office, and those of you who follow me here, I was fired or laid off for an unexplainable reason. It's just happened, part of life. Time to move on, right? But in the process, I had this. I think in society, or maybe in my mind, you have a stigma of unemployment as if you feel as if you're not being of value, of bringing value, of productivity. You're not being of use. These are all things that I've heard among my coworkers, family, friends. Things judgments that we have, and I think naturally as humans, we all have judgments of all type of things, situations, people, religions, parts of other countries, lifestyles. Everybody judges of something. There's not one person I think that doesn't judge anything, and those people that don't judge are probably, we talk about Buddha and these guys that have reached another level. But I think grasping and understanding that judgments do exist is a great part of maturity, right? Understanding that you're going to judge things a certain way. And I think the best for me I've learned so far, my judgments of this unemployment or unemployable stigma, obviously I don't know where it comes from. It's from upbringing, maybe it's my surroundings. But until you go through these situations or you go through the same circumstances you judge, I think personally you cannot really understand and kind of really learn from it. And until then, you really don't become, I think, the master of your emotions, in the sense that you really can't put yourself in somebody else's shoes until you go through those things. I'm not saying you can't be a coach, you can't really train, you can't really help, but one thing I've noticed when I was in the unemployment office is a lot of people are losing a lot of faces of shame, of guilt, of feeling hopeless, of feeling not of use, which I think is one of the emotions that we kind of really, if you think about it, humans in general, what I notice, they want to be of use. However old, however young, they want to be of use. I have a 5-year-old daughter. She always wants to be of help. And I've met individuals in the 80s that want to be of help. That's one of the things that I think that gives a sense of purpose. And obviously when you go to an unemployment office and you're not employed, you feel that you're not of use. And I think me being in a situation has made me more compassionate, more empathetic with that type of stigma I had against if you're unemployed is because of a choice. Sometimes I think people are unemployed obviously by choice, but sometimes they have no choice. And I think it depends, right? You can use this for me after I got over that phase of being unworthy or being the victim. I've transcended to the phase of, how can this serve me? How can this teach me a lesson? And how am I going to make this really be a benefit and be able to actually use this as a stepping stone or a catapult to take me to the next level. Obviously, you have more time. I've had a lot of time to think. I had a lot of time to really dig deep on my insecurities, fears, all these things that we deal with. When you have time, things pop up. A lot of shit pops up that you never thought of because you're constantly busy on the go. You're kept busy, and you start to realize what matters, what doesn't, and I think closer to who you really want to be or who you are, and to what really drives you, what really doesn't, and what kind of circumstances you want to be in, or the circumstances you don't want to be in. Obviously, we cannot control the circumstances, but you can really maneuver where you want to kind of head. I still feel that every day is a new day, but sometimes, as they say, your reactions to certain things do kind of bring a little bit more of the circumstances you might not want. So I've been a little bit more responsive, less reactive, trying to think where this is heading, where can I add value. So this video is going to be mostly for all individuals that are unemployed or have been unemployed, because it's part of life. We've gone through that. Everybody goes through that. Maybe many times in life. It's just part of life. How to see it differently, how to maybe use it as a benefit, as a break for yourself, for really digging down deep and feeling where you want to head, what direction, what's next for you, and what's out there. For me, I'm using it as a break, really a reset button to kind of really catapult to exactly where it is that I want to focus on. Because they say what you focus on does grow. So in the last couple of months, I've been focusing. That's my dog. Sorry about that. Let me show you guys real quick. He's like barking at something. There you go. Hey, can you stop it? So that's Rocky's. Everybody that doesn't know who he is. So just be yourself. I think that I admitting to where you're at, where we stand right now in life. There's nothing wrong with where we at. And I think we are our own worst enemies. And I'm living by example, that understanding that, your circumstances are not who you are. And as I keep on repeating this in all my episodes, I really want to share that. I think I've learned today that my judgment of this stigma kind of really made me realize that you don't really understand until you're in that situation and you're actually going through that, and you realize that, you can either be look at yourself in pity and not really care for it, or you can be the light and be the one to aid others, help others, maybe even change the stigma around that circumstance. And as I share my story with you guys, raw and authentic, as they say, is not to get victimized or to be a victim. It's more to share how we all constantly judge certain situations. Everybody judges something, somebody, or an individual or a circumstance. But until you're in that situation, you never really know what the other person or individual might be going through, and you don't even know how they even got to that situation. You just know what's there, but you don't know the backstory, the whole story. We only know one part of the movie, as they say, and we might want to start being a little more empathetic, more compassion towards certain situations or individuals that we kind of judge. So again, I'm talking from raw experience here. I'm learning that unemployment is not as bad as they tell us it is. And if you're ever gone through it, or you're going through it, I want you to know that, it's okay. It's part of life. And hopefully this video will kind of give you a bright sense of encouragement, because I know these are things that I wish I had, but it's just a new start, a reset, and it's a redirection. So let's keep on going, and I hope it helps you guys out. Let me know what you guys think. And man, thank you so much, Dylan, for your support. I'll see you guys next time, maybe tomorrow. Take care, guys.